Hello and welcome to the Valley Today. I am your host, Janet Michael. It is the Valley Business Today, Top of Virginia Regional Chamber's turn at the mic. I am back on the Zooms today with Missy Spielman. She is Director of Programs for the Chamber. Got a newbie that is joining us as well. Taylor Coumes is joining us. She is the new Director of Events for the Chamber. And we're going to talk to Taylor in a second, Missy, but you and I have something in common in that we both absolutely adore these kids from ALP. And so I haven't talked to you since graduation night. And I'm curious as to whether you've heard from any of the kids or what their overall sense of the program was now that they've all graduated.
Yeah, I absolutely have been staying in touch with many of them, and a lot of that has been driven by them. They really enjoyed the experience, and they especially enjoyed, which is really exciting to me, they enjoyed working with our nonprofits and the service opportunities. I hear a lot of people saying the current generation, young people don't want to serve or volunteer, but maybe we're seeing that tide turning. These young people have been reaching out, hey, connect me with Girls on the Run. I have 3 of them that have asked me for references to be junior coaches. I have students who have reached out, we want to work with Our Health or CCAP through our school band. I'm part of the school band. Can we get connected with them? So they have really been communicating and reaching out and really seeking service opportunities and connecting with some of those organizations that we worked with. And you saw them. They were just such a refreshing and exciting group of young people. Just the leadership skills that they came in with, the leadership skills that they grew and developed. Some of them really got out of their comfort zones. It was just an amazing opportunity and really a blessing to get to work with them.
I think it's also a good lesson for nonprofits because you're right. Sometimes we do hear a lot of them say we're struggling to get volunteers from this new younger generation. And I think it's really just a matter of you don't engage them the same way you do someone from my generation. They want to do things for different reasons than we did. And so I think just getting them that exposure to those nonprofits during this program was incredibly beneficial for both the nonprofit and for the students as well.
Absolutely. I think exposure was key. I think that they didn't know that some of these organizations existed. And once they had these people either presenting in front of them or leading them through workshops or sharing information with them, we put it in front of them and they are consuming it and they want to participate. And so I think you're exactly right. Don't just assume that they know. And definitely let's get that information out there. And of course, that's what we love to do here at Top of Virginia Regional Chamber. We love to be connectors. We love to connect people and organizations and businesses. And this was just a wonderful opportunity. And some new things that we'll add to the Arising Leadership Program. It's been kind of a you've done your summer and now it's done. But we'll meet up with them again this year. We're gonna call a session together in the fall or winter to pull those students back in, get them to help us plan for the next year. And it's just like you said, plan from their perspective. What motivates them? What do they want to learn about? And how do we reach them best? So we're excited to get to continue to work with them. And then this year I was able to host a student intern who had previously completed the program. I've had 2 of them already reach out and say, I'm really interested in that. How do I be your intern next year? So we'll keep working with them. This was our 3rd iteration of the program. So we're getting to that point where now we need to start maybe having some reunions and where are they now? And so that'll be an exciting opportunity.
I have been involved in this program since that first year, and nothing at all against the fantastic kids that you had in year 1 and year 2, but I attribute it mostly to your involvement because you have such a background in education and teaching kids and working with kids that I feel like this year the program had just enough changes that it was able to really provide them, I think, with more than what previous years have. And now it's just going to grow bigger and get better as you move forward through the years.
Yeah, I definitely feel like having an education background. I mean, I've dedicated my life up to this point 25 years of essentially working with youth, and you can take the teacher out of the classroom, but and so it really is about what are high yield strategies, how do we help them learn and grow, how do we connect them. And honestly, some of the biggest rewards of my life are seeing former students go on to just find what success means to them and to find that career and be kind and good and successful human beings. So I appreciate you saying that, Janet. Thank you. That was a huge compliment. You made my day. And now I'm really excited because as Taylor, we have a new staff member that joins us. She also has an education background. So she and I are on the same page about a lot of things.
So, Taylor, I have to know because we're sitting here recording this on the 16th of July. People are hearing it a week later. You've only been at the chamber like what, hours? You have not been there that long yet.
Just a little over 72 hours. I'm loving it so far, though.
If it makes you feel any better, I had one of the new extension agents on the show a couple of months ago, and they had only been on the job 8 hours, and they did fine. So this is going to be a walk in the park for you.
Beautiful.
So tell me a little bit about you. When Missy says that you have some education background, tell me about your background and how you landed at the chamber.
In 2016, I graduated from Shenandoah University with a degree in history. From that degree, I had already done 2 internships with Nathan at Clark County Historical Association. And with those internships, I curated one of our biggest events of the year, which is Colonial Kids Day. That was my biggest passion, was to be in a nonprofit and to educate in a range of ages. A couple of years later, I had my second daughter and decided that I wanted to pursue just education. I then worked at Dominion Ridge Academy for 3 years and then worked at Eucharia Christian Academy for 2. And then a couple of months ago, it dawned on me that I've been searching for 10 years to figure out what kind of master's program I wanted to do. Took me 10 years, finally got there, and decided that I wanted to go into nonprofit administration. Now, I had been working in nonprofits this whole time, but decided that I wanted to make it my identity, essentially, at this point. And when I decided that, about maybe 3 weeks later, after I had started classes, I saw a beautiful, wonderful Facebook ad that said, Top of Virginia is hiring. And I was like, I don't even know what they are. I don't even know. I've seen the sign Top of Virginia before, but who are they? I remember looking at my husband and saying, look at this job. I said, school year just ended. So if I were to look for another job, this would be the perfect time. And he goes, I just don't want you to sell yourself short. So you should just go for it. And I said, okay. So I did. And here I am.
So you're going to be director of events, which means all of the cool, fun things are basically going to fall under you, from Wings and Wheels to the Greater Good Awards to the Apple Blossom Luncheon. All of those things now are going to be in your wheelhouse.
Yes. And I am super excited because as an educator, my goal is to educate the community in whatever facet that is. And being able to come into a position where I can still do that, I can use that background and that organizational skills. Because when you're a teacher, if you're not organized, I mean, I know there are teachers that aren't organized, but I had to be organized. I'm a very type A person. I am the checklist type of person. And doing that, I feel like it's going to just be a wonderful and rewarding job to be able to educate the community in a different way.
You're also incredibly lucky because your predecessor was spot on A1, top of her game when she had that position. So I can't imagine that Kaylee left too much of any trouble for you to have to figure out, because it's probably all laid out much like you, with binders and the whole 9 yards.
Oh, yeah, I commend her all day because coming in on Monday and being able to have basically a letter that was probably a good 10 to 15 pages of things that she's done, what she has had planned, and just her organization of it. For me to come in and see it is very heartwarming, because when you can feel from what she left that she left on the best of terms and that she loved her job. And then this was just a personal decision for her that she was just growing in different ways. And I could not be more grateful for what she has left me.
Which event are you looking forward to the most?
I think the Wings and Wheels for right now, because as an educator, bringing kids out, and I have 2 young daughters, a 10-year-old and almost 7-year-old, and seeing kids smile is just awesome to me. And being able to see the collaboration of the young and the old working together on an event that just meets all that criteria is just fabulous.
And you get to work with Nick, who is an outstanding human being in his own right. So that's going to make it a little more fun too, I think. Let's take a break. When we come back, Missy, I know you're going to give us some details about this Small Business Basics program that the Chamber is going to host on July 29th and then again more often throughout the year. So can we talk about that in the next segment?
Looking forward to it.
We're on the Zooms today for the Valley Business Today. Top of Virginia Regional Chambers turn at the mic. Missy Spielman is joining me. She is Director of Programs. Taylor Coumes is with us as well. She is the new Director of Event Management for the Top of Virginia Regional Chamber. We're going to come back and talk more with both of them in just a couple of minutes.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a united way. Improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to healthcare and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
Welcome back to the Valley today. I am your host, Janet Michael. It is the Valley Business Today. Top of Virginia Regional Chambers turn at the mic. Missy Spielman is on the Zooms with me. She is their Director of Programs. Joining her is Taylor Coumes. She is the new Director of Events for the Top of Virginia Regional Chamber. We get to meet her a little bit in the first segment. And then Missy and I took a stroll down memory lane talking about these fantastic ALP graduates from the Arising Leadership Program. And Missy, that's not the only thing that you do as Director of Programs. You've got a brand new AI-based thing that you're kicking off in just a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we were really fortunate. We submitted an application through the U.S. Chamber Foundation, and we were selected. There were 3 chambers in Virginia who were selected for grants to take on this training, and we're excited to be one of them. And so it's called Small Business Basics. And basics is with AI in the middle. You got to have that creative spelling, right? So Small Business Basics, it's a national training initiative that the U.S. Chamber Foundation and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce have initiated. There's support from Google in there. And it's really designed to help small business owners. How do I identify what my needs and pain points are? Like, what is it that I need help with? And how can I harness AI to really help me do that and to grow my business, to be more efficient? And really, anytime we can help small businesses, we're strengthening our local economy. So that's what we want to do. And through the grant, we're able to put this training in their hands free of charge. And they do not have to be chamber members to sit through this training that we're able to provide. So we're really excited about this opportunity. And over the course of the next year to year and a half, our goal is to train 200 unique businesses. So it doesn't mean we can't train multiple people from within a business, but our goal is to hit 200 unique businesses. So that's the plan.
I think it is so incredibly important that you start this off like you're doing now with somewhat of the basics. And Taylor will appreciate this. So AI a couple of years ago was still something that not a lot of people understood or knew what it was. That may still be the case, actually, with a lot of the small businesses you're going to talk to. And ironically enough, Taylor, I was on a Zoom with Nathan from CCHA, and he was asking me something about AI. And I said, dude, I don't even know what I would use it for. I'm sure it's great, but what would I use it for? And he rattled off this list of, hey, you should get it to help you with your show notes. And don't you have to do this FCC report? How it would be so much easier for you to have it do that. I think, Missy, when people are sitting in that room, they're not even going to know what they don't know that they could be using it for.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And coming from education, you might think, do educators really want the way that we saw it when I was in education, and that was secondary and post-secondary, was it's here and it is a tool. So how do we teach people how to use it so that it maximizes their efficiency, but also, especially from a student perspective, so that they're using it at the right times and appropriately? And so I think that's kind of the perspective. It is here. And so how can we use it to really be efficient? And lots of questions do come up. I think we're going to probably start seeing some of these trainings tailored to unique groups. And I did have someone say, Is it being ethical if I use this, if I'm filling out a grant application and I wanted to kind of make it sound a little better, is it ethical if I put something in AI and it spits it back out to me? Is that wrong? And so I think it's not just questions about the use, but people want to hear from others. They want to talk, they want to think it through, and they do want to use it respectfully and appropriately.
And I think it has so many possibilities when you talk about being an educator. So, you and I have had this conversation offline. Excel is my mortal enemy. I don't do math of any kind or any sort. And now, since I have recently become the interim CEO for United Way, I am knee deep in treasurer's reports and we're in the middle of an audit and all of these things that I know absolutely
Mhm.
nothing about. And it has been so helpful for me to talk to, I keep calling him my boyfriend, Claude. He has been able to explain to me why these numbers are important and why they're in which categories and do it in a way that I can understand that also doesn't then have Pam at United Way or James, our treasurer, be inundated with all of my crazy questions. So it really is good from an education perspective as well.
Yeah, and I think what you said, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said people, they don't know what they don't know. I don't think they see the full scope of what it can do or how it can help. And that's one of the reasons too, some of the trainings, this first one that we have scheduled, so far the registration's coming in, we have a diverse group. And I love that because that means one, the questions that people are going to ask that kind of drive the training towards what they need, but also the diversity in the group and hearing what other people are. Oh, I'm using it for this. I found this helpful, or I want to use it for this, but maybe I'm not entering the right prompt because it's not really helping me get what I need. So I think as an educator, I don't have to be the smartest person in the room, right? That was always one of my tenets. And we learn from each other. So when we have that diverse group of people in there and hearing what they're using it for and how they're using it or what their problems are, what a great collaborative space for us to learn from one another as well.
This is a free session that you're doing on July 29th. I know that you've got limited space because you're doing it there at the chamber offices at Winchester Regional Airport. But you mentioned a second ago that you're going to do these throughout the year. So if somebody can't make this one because their calendar doesn't align or because you have no more space, you're going to be doing more in the future.
Absolutely. This first one is going to be July 29th. It's at 9 a.m. It's at the Winchester Regional Airport, which is also the home to our Top of Virginia Regional Chamber office. It's going to be in our business center. We did limit the space primarily because we want people to be comfortable. The room is only so large, but we're going to have tables and chairs. It is a hands-on training. So people are bringing devices, and so it's very applied. You will be learning and practicing some things while you are there. So we want people to be able to spread out a little bit and be comfortable at the training. But absolutely, if this one fills up, it's okay. We are going to schedule more of these trainings, I promise, throughout the year. And honestly, if someone is out there hearing this, if it's a business or employer or a specific industry, maybe it's like I said, it's manufacturing or it's SHRM or a nonprofit group or somebody who says, hey, we need this, we can probably offer some tailored trainings for certain groups. So we are open to collaborating and being flexible on how and when and where we schedule these. So absolutely, if you don't get registered in time for this first one or it's not convenient for your schedule, there will be more opportunities.
I love too that you want anyone and everyone, no matter their skill level or their industry, to participate because I think that AI is more successful the more people you have entering into the mix because that's basically how AI works is it gathers all of the information in the universe and then tailors it to whatever your specific prompt is. You're basically doing that in real life in that room.
Absolutely. And we do ask when you register, we ask some of those initial questions like, are you using it? What's your comfort level? Because that kind of helps us prepare for the group that's coming in. We ask a little bit about your industry, what you do, so that we have a general idea. And again, I think that's only going to help us tailor the trainings, but also learn and grow from diversity within amongst industries. We are definitely excited about that opportunity. But yes, we will. And I don't want anyone to feel intimidated because there are a lot of responses coming in saying, I am uncomfortable with this. I've not used it really yet. So we definitely have a lot of people saying, I'm signing up because I want to become more comfortable. So I'm really looking forward to this opportunity. And again, the biggest thing is we're putting this in the hands of small business at no cost to them. And that's the most exciting part.
So where can people go? Someone's listening today and they're like, I can make it or can't make it on the 29th, but I want to make sure I know when the next one is. Do they go to the website? Do they go to Facebook? How do they find you?
I'm going to plug our director of marketing, Blair Jewell. She does an amazing job, and we have recently updated our website. So I'm going to tell you a couple ways you can find it. If you go to our website, which is regionalchamber.biz, B-I-Z, so regionalchamber.biz, and you just scroll down under the header, you're going to see upcoming events and programs. And Small Business Basics, the icon, the little flyer is right there. All you have to do from our homepage is click on that, and it's going to take you to the registration information. That's one of the really easy ways that you can get that information.
Taylor, I know you mentioned that you're looking forward to Wings and Wheels. That's happening in October, but you've got Hob Nob that's coming up in September. What are the details for that?
Yeah, so Hob Nob is happening September 10th. It's a Thursday. It is from 5:30 to 8:30, and we're having it at Chili Hollow Brewing Company in Clark County.
Tickets are available now. I can buy my tickets now because it has sold out in the past. So people should get their tickets sooner rather than later.
Yes, tickets are on sale now.
Taylor, thank you. It was great to meet you in person. I've heard Nathan talk about you for years, so it's great to actually put a face with a name.
Fabulous.
At some point, I'll get to meet you in 3 dimensions, but that'll have to wait for another day.
I love that.
And Janet, one more thing I remember before we go. The other thing Blair does really well is update our social media, LinkedIn, Facebook. So those are other great ways to keep up with any of those trainings as they come up. And one final thing, we started a travel program and we are going to Ireland on St. Patrick's Day next spring during St. Patrick's Day. So you can also visit our website to find more information there. We're excited. We have a group of about 11 travelers going to Portugal this fall, and we're really gearing up for Ireland in the spring. So we're excited about that.
I think going over St. Patrick's Day was genius.
I'm sold. I'm sold on Ireland anyway. That was just like whipped cream and a cherry.
Oh, yeah. Ireland has been on my bucket list for years, and my dear friend Jason Craig was just there. And I think he thought he was doing me a favor or being nice to me by sending me all of these photos, but it was really just torture.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep it in mind. You may have to don some green instead of your signature orange and go along with us.
Thank you, Missy, for taking the time today. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Janet.
And Taylor, I look forward to having more conversations with you. I assume we're going to have probably a whole show or a half a show about Hob Nob anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
I will be back tomorrow with a brand new episode of The Valley Today, just a few minutes after noon, so meet me here then.